up, amazing tarot family? Welcome to my channel, Tarot by the Intuitive Teacup. My name is Annie, and I am going to read your tarot cards after two very important announcements here on my channel. The first one being I am modifying my way of reading ever so slightly. So moving forward, I'm highly encouraging you all to specifically watch tarot readings for your rising sign. The reason being, when I know someone's rising sign, it immediately tells me a lot more about what's going on in their birth chart based on planetary movements and transits in the sky. And yeah, the main goal being I want to deliver even better tarot readings moving forward, so I'm going to give this a try. You are welcome to watch whatever video you want. If you are a sun sign Taurus and you want to watch Taurus, that's fine. I'm just putting in a plug that if you know you are a rising sign Virgo, it would be more accurate and possibly more helpful to you to watch your rising sign. That's the first announcement. I'm very excited to share these kind of new reading formats with you, but they will be very similar. I'm still going to do love readings and occasionally career and money readings, okay? Second announcement is that I have reached 1,000 subs on Instagram, which is awesome, but it's awesome for you guys because I'm doing free tarot giveaways. I'm going to be doing 3 mini giveaways. You will get to submit a question to me privately if you are a winner, and we will figure out what you need from your reading. But what you need to know first and foremost is how to enter the contest. I am asking everyone to leave a comment on any video of your choice, like this one, for instance, here on YouTube, commenting on the 3 qualities you admire most about yourself. So that could be anything, right? That could be creativity, intelligence, loyalty, honesty, kindness. After those 3 adjectives, those 3 descriptor words, I want you to put the hashtag Team Teacup, because that will let me know that you are actually entering the contest and not just leaving a random comment about a video. I will announce the winner on Sunday, May 9th. I will respond to your comment and ask you to shoot me an email so we can figure out what you want from your tarot reading. You can enter as many times as you want, but 1 entry is 1 comment. So you can leave as many comments as you want. It can be the same descriptors. It can be different ones. That's up to you. Other than that, happy Taurus season. Let's hop into your tarot readings. Hello, lovely Virgo rising people, Virgo sun, moon, rising, Venus, whoever wants to join this reading. Let's read your tarot cards. A couple shuffles will connect with Virgo's energy here. Guys, these are general messages on YouTube, so know that in advance. Not everything I say will resonate with every single one of you out there. Come into these readings with an open heart and an open mind, but ultimately I ask that you only take away the messages that resonate with you, that speak to you, motivate you, inspire you, release the rest, okay? All right, so let's just start off with your money houses. Let's see what's coming in terms of job, career, money. What can I tell Virgo? And you're responsible and accountable for all your own actions and decisions, okay? All right, so let's look at this. In terms of money, a new avenue has presented itself for income. It could be in addition to what you already have. There could be some sort of like side hustle or side route or a new opportunity, and maybe it's a one and done thing, but there's a new path presenting itself for you to make money. But what's interesting to me is this may actually be something from the past that I don't know if you abandoned it or it just didn't work out, but with these 2 cards, it's like you're still curious. It's almost like you're flirting with the idea of trying that project or that title or that position or whatever it is. But it might be familiar to you because there's something about, sort of with the wounded warrior, as we like to call it. You may have tried it out before, and for some reason or another, it didn't work out, or it didn't meet your expectations initially, but you're still turning back to it. You're still... And the way I heard that after I said it, it's like you turned your back to it, and yet you're turning back to it. Does that make sense? Obviously, this won't be for everybody, but yeah, there's some sort of idea that it feels like your intuition, it keeps calling you back to it, and I'm almost getting it's only a matter of time because you can only talk yourself out of it so much, but if you really feel intrigued and curious about this idea, I don't know, I think it's worth exploring. I almost see this is like little spirit guides sort of showing you the path along the way. And I understand there's a little bit of fear or anticipation of, well, what if it doesn't work out? But I think, I mean, quite simply what I would say to you is the fact that it didn't work out once, it actually told you a lot about that scenario, right? And it's not all bad. If anything, maybe there were things that, hindsight is 20/20 is exactly how I would say this. So now if you were to revisit this, I just keep wanting to say this stream of income or this area you could tap into, that untapped resource, you're going into it with new knowledge. You're going into it with more experience under your belt than the first time around. And I don't know, maybe you're going back to school for something like that. Others of you may, there's some, because the Wounded Warrior sometimes has to do with healing, it could be some sort of career or, again, an opportunity involving physical therapy or healing or spiritual healing, something that would be sort of, kind of mind, body, spirit in some sense. You may be working with people who are in need of guidance or healing or something like that, and maybe it's, especially for my Virgo risings who are very empathic, it's possible that getting into that career or doing that job, that work, whatever, it might be tremendously taxing on you as an empath, because maybe you could sort of take on the energy of the wounds, the victims, the whoever you're working with. And so, again, you have free will. You never have to do this. But the thing is, if that's your story at all, I would say you still clearly see value in it. So maybe you're going in knowing I have to be a little bit more assertive or protective of my energy so that I don't bring it home with me at the end of the day, even if you're not involved in healing, right? There's something about kind of taking on a lot of overwhelming energy, enduring a lot throughout the course of the day, and then bringing it back home, at, dinner with your sweetheart or whatever. You may understand that now I need to set very firm boundaries about not taking things home with me energetically. So that's sort of what's coming up in terms of money. There's, I would say, intrigue, there's sparks, there's peaks of curiosity, but it's almost like you have to face your fear to go after it. There's some sort of trepidation or something holding you back. You may be tempted to apply for a position, too, that at one point in time there was a gatekeeper that said no. I would really encourage a lot of my Virgo risings who relate to this. Things may have changed. So even though you went down that road once or you took that path once, if it still brings you this sense of curiosity and possibly joy and intrigue, the situation may have changed, whereas this person doesn't have their defenses up anymore. There is no longer a wall blocking you from walking down this path. Something has opened, quite literally. So then in terms of your sort of daily routine, your 6th house activity, let's see. You have big decisions to make, and to make them confidently and not be overwhelmed, watch out for people who are trying to mislead you. Not so much in a malicious sense, but I would say more in a sense of, what is that term? Unsolicited advice. If you're worried or questioning your path, you may be asking every, Tom, Dick, and Sally what they think and what should I do, and, your mother, your best friend, your sister, your kids, your whatever. I think it's sort of like you just need to trust what's in your heart in terms of something with your daily routine or what you're going to work on moving forward. There's the potential for you to get overwhelmed, but this is saying you know what's in your heart. You're holding one of these cups, so why are you considering all of the other 7? For some reason, I'm wanting to say this is considering a lot of other people's opinions, which again, you can certainly ask around, but I would say keep it small. Keep it to a collect group of people, a select few that you really trust. And I would say the key thing here is someone who has a very unbiased opinion of the situation. I wouldn't ask your coworker who's gunning for the same job title as you, right? I mean, that's just kind of common sense. Even if you are best friends, I mean, yeah, there's just something sort of like a mum's the word and just do it. Just go for it. There's a need for you to be confident and to, I would say, ease yourself into it, but in a way where, I don't know if that's the right word. There's a need for you to get comfortable with moving forward and not second guess yourself. I think you just have to jump. I think you just have to take a leap of faith and do it. And to be clear, for a lot of you, this might not be completely abandoning your previous career. If anything, I'm really getting this idea of I'm headed this way and then a side route presents itself where I can keep using whatever I've built, but now I could take it maybe in this direction a little bit more. And the thing is, I think you're very excited about it with the Ace of Cups. It's a new opportunity in addition to a lot of the other stuff you have going for you. And whenever cups show up in a reading, I like that because I sort of view it as possible streams of income. If money is a currency, right? Seeing cups there, and I love this Ace of Cups. She just looks so content and so happy. So, all right. So then let's look up to your... actually, I just want to look at the planet placements for you right now, too. So for my Virgo risings, a lot of you, your sixth house is factoring interceptions, of course. That's sort of the exception to the rule. A lot of your sixth houses are ruled by Aquarius. So currently you have a lot of planet placements there. You both have, you have both Saturn, which is the planet of sort of responsibility, of karma. It's sort of the taskmaster, and it reminds you that, you know, you have to put in the work if you're going to get the results. But if you put in the work, right, Saturn, you will see the results in the future. And so that's what I'm going to read for in just a moment. You have also had Jupiter transiting your sixth house, which does talk a lot about abundance and good luck and fortune and expansion too. So that's what I mean. There's an opportunity in your daily regimen of work, or even possibly health, especially for healthcare workers or people working in I don't know if I should say the healing industry, but whatever that means to you. There has been expansion, and it's adding to what you have already, what is a good word, created, what you have already manifested, what is already here in the 3D, you're double downing on it, or you're expanding on it, or you're one-upping it, however you want to say it. Yeah, interesting to see. So, I mean, clearly with those two kind of major planets there is a lot of action and work being done in that area of your life. And as always, because you're Virgos, I would say this anyway, or Virgo risings included, the fact that you have Saturn in your sixth house, make sure your health is of the utmost importance right now, right? Because Saturn, again, it can be karmic lessons. So if you haven't been putting a lot of focus on your mental health, your physical health, your emotional health, Saturn will essentially catch up with you and make you learn, oh, no, you need to be important here too. You need to make sure you're taking care of yourself as you pursue all your dreams and relationships and all that. So just a friendly reminder, make sure you're taking good care of your health with Saturn there. It's going to be there for the next, I think, like year and a half, and then it'll move into your seventh house of partnerships, all right? So last but not least, let's look at your long-term career goals. I already see the star, which is absolutely freaking fantastic. This is about hopes and dreams and wishes and long-term plans coming true. It does have sort of a suggestion of, I'm hearing things like religion, spirituality, a touch of the divine. Sorry for not being eloquent there. I sort of got jumbled in my words, but there's sometimes a religious connotation to this card, but it doesn't have to. I'm certainly not here to push anything upon you, but it is sort of suggesting, are you aligned with your North Star? You have not been forgotten. You are not one star of many. In this card, you are the star. So the universe is sort of co-conspiring to make all your dreams come true and manifest, but you do have to put in the work. And I do think, again, I just want to put in a vouch or a nod to, a push for the fact that you need to trust yourself and be confident. Only you know what's best for you. So it could be that a lot of you are looking for validation or confirmation in the, I'm hearing in the arms of other people or vocally from others, your leaders, your boss, that need to be acknowledged and told that you're doing a good job. And I get it, that's important, that's a very humanistic type need. But I think as you mature and develop, your responsibility rests on trusting yourself. I think there's a really important plug for that. Yeah, you have spirit guides around you. And then you have the moon, which such sort of like a spiritual, occult, off the beaten path vibe is what I'm getting here. And I don't say that to scare you, even if you're not involved in anything like esoteric or occult. But there's something, again, off the beaten path, off in a different direction. And again, it might not be completely new to you. It may be something that you did in your past or in your youth, or you were always intrigued by, you always toyed with doing this. I think a lot of you, when you quite literally face your fear, that's a lot of times what the moon card indicates, when you can kind of strip back the layers of, well, why am I feeling fear about this, or why am I apprehensive? Why is there this kind of anticipation or dread with the Nine of Wands? Oh, it's like just getting past that initial fear, you start to I'm hearing words like cruise. You start to slide. You start to, it's in a positive way. You start to speed right along. There's something about you glide right past the moon. So yeah, something about your fear that once holds you back, once you act on that or push past the fear, that's where your hopes and dreams and wishes coming true. You start to manifest things. Especially, I know this is so random, but something about the nighttime. I don't know if that is, if you work in a job or a career field where you would work like PM hours or like graveyard shifts, for lack of a better term. Yeah, something about the night sky, it's lighting up for you. I'm sure it just talks about hopes and dreams and kind of wishes and visions, and if you're into kind of full moon magic type manifestation stuffs or candle work, there's something very important about kind of like dim light among the darkness. And maybe that's just a metaphor for your life. If you're feeling a little bit stuck or in a rut, maybe it's just saying, follow the light, and the light exists within your heart. That's sort of what I'm getting here. This is bigger than you think it is. You need to start viewing yourself as worthy. I'm hearing the word healthy competition. Deserving. You need to understand that you do deserve this. And I know you guys work incredibly hard, and I think you know that. I think there's a tremendous sense of pride about this. But even the fact that your sixth house is ruled by Aquarius, which there's something very innovative and unique about how you perform your daily tasks and routine. Maybe you do something ever so slightly differently, and for the longest time it made you feel like the outsider, or it made you feel like different but not in a good way. And I think I've said this to you before, it's quite the opposite. It's something you bring to the table that maybe no one else does. That may be quite bankable, that you could utilize or market yourself as, or, however you want to look at it, but utilizing that sort of, however you want to say it, kooky, bizarre, unique, innovative, inventive, futuristic way of doing something. And I don't know, using that as a mode in which you move forward in your career, there's something big. I keep wanting to say that. The reflection of that little cat looking at itself as a panther, it's not just a cat. It's something much bigger, but it doesn't see itself as that intimidating, powerful presence. And I think that's what the universe is trying to get you to see. Because a lot of times with the star, I think I said it to you earlier, it's a reminder, you have not been forgotten. The universe sees you. I almost take this message to say, but do you see you? Have you forgotten who you are? Do you recognize that you're a powerhouse, that you can achieve whatever it is that you want? But yeah, a lot of this just has to do with doing that thing that scares you. And I would say this to any zodiac sign, more often than not, what scares you the most is very likely worth doing. Because you don't know until you try. But a lot of times on the other side of fear is where all that reward and success, or just accomplishment, feelings of pride, of self-fulfillment, that's where you're going to start to see it. So let's talk about your relationships. It's funny, the last thing I was going to mention too, I'm starting to use this kind of zodiac wheel that I created, which, yes, it's kind of like a fun visual, but it's actually super helpful for me as a reader because it tells me so much more about kind of how you guys compartmentalize your life based on your rising sign. So anyway, it serves a purpose is what I'm trying to say. But for my Virgo risings, your money houses 2, 6, and 10, they're all ruled by air signs, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, which talk a lot about relationships, right? Yeah, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius are associated with our relationship houses. So it's very, very likely that, I mean, I know this sounds like kind of like, oh, well, duh, but this wouldn't be true for all the other signs. You may end up with a really important, sorry, how do I want to phrase this? Collaborations are going to be important for you throughout your career, more so than some other signs. I'm trying not to make this sound too generic, but there's something to that. Currently, you may be working in a large group of people because Aquarius rules your 7th house. But that's sort of what I mean. This whole group of 7, you may feel like you're getting lost in the shuffle. Whereas with the 1, it's like you're meant to stand out. What you bring to the table is so much more innovative or strong or whatever, but you're not seeing it that way. So it's like you're allowing yourself to get lost in the shuffle. And I'm not saying consciously or purposely, but yeah, there's something to that, because then in your long-term goal, it's about your dark and your shadow side coming together. Gemini is sort of, I am almost wanting to say like our alter ego. If Libra is the other and Aquarius is one among many, Gemini is sort of the duality within us, and that is sort of your mode of your long-term career goals, the duality within you. So if you can bridge the two, the fear and the enlightenment, the, I don't know, like the courage that you need to combat that fear, if you can get them to work together in unison, your dark and light energy, your light, your shadow side, that's where you're going to start to see things come into fruition, because you're investing more time in yourself and your heart and what it is that you want to do. Possibly collaborating with an Aquarius, a Gemini, or even a Pisces may be quite important to you in the coming years, or maybe the coming months, but yeah, in like long term, something with a Pisces or an Aquarius. So let's switch over to your relationships. For my Gemini, sorry, I just called you Gemini risings, I apologize. It's because I was talking about your 10th house. For my Virgo risings, who are sort of on the dating scene, what can I tell them? I'm digging your reading, by the way. You have really, really cool cards coming in and cool messages. So I hope you think so too, but this feels very inspired. This feels very empowered. So you currently have Pluto sitting in your house of sex and dating. So you have the planet of sex there. That can't hurt, right? But it's also a planet that is a generational planet. So it's going to be sitting there for quite a long time. And already has been, quite frankly. But yeah, there's major transformation happening in the way you view dating and how you participate in romantic relationships that are not committed by marriage or something more serious. So you do have an Earth King showing up, a Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, someone who wants to share something with you. They may present you with a gift or a present, possibly for my Virgo risings. If your sun is in something like Taurus or Gemini or Cancer, there could be a birthday offer coming to you. Two of Cups. Hell yeah. Love it. This is amazing. I absolutely love this. It doesn't have to be an earth sign, but for a lot of you, it very likely is, male or female, by the way. Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Two of Cups is like, yeah, let's go on a date. Let's hang out. Let's get to know each other. I love this Two of Cups, too. This one on the beach. Oh, it's just so cute. Like, who doesn't want to be in that little scene there? Oh, so cute. So cute. There could be a celebration of an anniversary, but I want to be clear. Well, I shouldn't, I hate to pin it down too specific, but it would be like an anniversary of, oh my god, like we've been dating like 5 weeks or whatever people celebrate, 6 months or something. It's not necessarily like marriage anniversary, but some sort of like, let's get away, like a little staycation or something like that, or I don't know, Airbnb, something like that. If it's not an earth side, it's someone who's very generous, someone who's very good with their money. They approach things in a more serious way. But it's funny. It's like, don't write them off as dull, or don't write them off as not invested, because it's quite the opposite. They take it seriously because there's a lot of love there. That's cool. I really like that. One more on that. The Hierophant in reverse. Interesting. So this person may have very... Okay, so there's two messages here, and I apologize because they are slightly contradictory, but I'm just going to tell them to you anyway. This person may, or this may be you, someone in this dating relationship may be very anti-marriage or anti-establishment or what is a good word for it? They have untraditional views of marriage or long-term commitment. It could even be someone who doesn't necessarily want to be exclusive, but it doesn't mean they don't love you. Now, I'm not necessarily advocating that. I'm just sharing the message with you, okay? So, for some of you, you're like, no, absolutely not. Especially because Capricorn rules your fifth house. So there tends to be the way you view dating is actually more traditional, or you need someone, again, who has a lot of, like, stability. They don't just talk the talk, they walk the walk. You need to know that what's there is real. Also, sensuality, touching is very important to you as you're being courted, as you're dating. It could also indicate that you're waiting for someone to get out of a long-term commitment or a long-term marriage. And it might not even be to another person. If they're committed to their job, which is very likely the case, there could be this potential of when you guys are together, it's amazing, but when this person is working, you don't see them for what feels like weeks at a time. So yeah, there's a need to enjoy this for what it is, but maybe not take it too seriously, because the commitment right out the gate might not be there initially. For others of you, again, it could go vice versa, that this person meets you and they instantly want marriage, in which case you're the one who's like, well, wait a minute. Like, I'm not saying no, but I'm not saying yes right now. So there's something about long-term commitment. It's a little bit fickle right now. And that's not a death sentence, guys. It's not saying, this person will never commit to you. It's not that, but the fact that the card of commitment and marriage and institutions, the Hierophant, came out in reverse, that says to me, okay, well, something is a little bit wacky there. The last thing I'll say to you, too, because for a lot of you, I do sense that long-term commitment and very likely marriage for a lot of you, certainly not all of you, might be very important. This is saying to me, the fact that it's showing up may be a good sign, but it's saying, don't commit. It's funny, don't commit yourself to marriage in the next year because it's slowed, it's delayed. So again, that's no reason to cast a shadow over this. Enjoy it for what it is. By all means, have the important conversations, but there might need to be a little bit of flexibility regarding that subject. All right, and for my Virgos who are in a committed partnership already, this one always scares me to ask, so... You do have Jupiter entering into your 7th house, so that's kind of cool. So maybe that Hierophant card will not be reversed for very much longer. Let's see. For my Virgos who are already in a long-term commitment, or, Jupiter's about to be in your 7th house of partnership, so that's cool. There's expansion. I like that a lot. And that could also come into fruition with a long-term job contract. Your 7th house of, it's committed partnership, so that could be romantic or business. I am interested to see what happens with you guys with Jupiter. Jupiter is going to be there for a little while, and then it goes in reverse. Anyway. Jupiter being fortune and expansion, good luck, optimism, buoyancy. Page of Pentacles. All right, so there could be an offer to make something more committed. There could be an offer, an opportunity to travel with someone who you are committed to by a contract. Destination weddings, anyone? Especially with a water sign, a Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces. Things are headed in a positive direction. I'm hearing the word crackerjack or some sort of old-timey expression like hot dog. Like, that's so funny. I don't even know what to do with that, but is that someone, like, you'll know if that's yours. If your person says, like, very old-timey expressions and they're kind of cheesy, but kind of adorable and corny, like, zippity-doo-dah. Like, I don't know what that is, but oh my god, it's making me laugh. It's just really funny. I don't know, there's something about like old-timey expressions where they say that one thing that it always makes you laugh, but it's very cheerful, it's very buoyant, it's very adorable. Some of you may end up marrying a water sign, a Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces, who already has children from a previous marriage. But it's saying don't be fearful of that, whether you're a parent or not. The idea of merging families, if that makes sense to anyone, it's like a dream. There's something about it where it's like you guys found each other despite the obstacles or the odds. Oh, Virgo, don't make me cry. That's adorable. This one kind of wants to be seen. Yeah, not all is lost. So even if you are completely single and there's no prospects, get out of your own way on that one. Stop living life so woe is me, glass half empty. And I don't mean to be insensitive. I'm all but certain that, you guys have probably gone through a lot of difficult scenarios. With the 5 of Cups showing up, though, it's saying, just you wait, though. Because the minute you let yourself sink into that lower vibing energy, the longer you're delaying this, and this feels amazing. So, with the utmost empathy and compassion for you, pick yourself back up and get out there. Certainly give yourself the proper time to heal. Love yourself first. Ace of Cups, by all means. But yeah, this isn't where the story ends. If you're feeling lost or heartbroken about something, this is just the beginning. It gets better from here, but I would say it is your responsibility, Saturn, to understand why this happened and how you're going to approach things differently the next time. That's exactly what this card was saying to me, too. All right, the last thing I want to talk about, and then we're going to wrap it up, is your travel, because you have a stellium. Everybody has a stellium in Taurus, meaning lots of planets. 5 planets right now are sitting in the zodiac sign of Taurus. So for my Virgo risings, Taurus rests in your 9th house of travel, education, publishing, religion, astrology, philosophy. So there's a lot of action in that area of your life right now. But let's just ask regarding travel. Is there anything going on? Is there anything? Yeah, you literally have the guy sailing away. But But it's very serious. You may end up having to take a trip that, and I don't do fear-based readings, but a trip that either you weren't expecting or planning on, but it's like you have to go. It's your duty, it's your responsibility to go do this. But it might not be solely for pleasure, or it requires a lot of planning to get there. So even if it is like a destination wedding or a vacation or whatever, there's something about it where it's the idea of it is very mentally draining and taxing. So here's what I'm going to say to you. Know that in advance and try to not make it this monster that it doesn't need to be. There's something that is going to be beneficial about this trip, or otherwise the universe wouldn't be throwing it at you. But yeah, your mental attitude will make a huge difference in how you approach this. There could be unexpected news of travel coming too. But yeah, it does look like nights always bring change and movement. So the fact that you have that showing up in your house of travel, yeah, well, that looks like you will be traveling in the next month or so. For a lot of you anyway. All right, last but not least, let's go around the zodiac. For if you're dating someone, what's the deal? If Virgo is dating another Virgo, what can I tell them? Wish fulfillment, absolutely, love it. If you're dating if you're dating a Libra, possibly a new Libra is coming in, or I'm almost getting an apology with this, something with a lot of tears, and it could be happy tears too. But yeah, there's communications that really come from the heart, a lot of emotional offerings with a Libra. And I'm reading for romance, but if you're struggling with a family member, maybe there's an apology coming from a Libra or vice versa. You can always choose to view it platonically. If you're dealing with a Scorpio, Wheel of Fortune, love it. Things are headed in a positive direction, or things are expanding. If you're dealing with a Sagittarius, soulmates, you guys are getting married. Or they're already married, so hopefully you know. If you're dealing with a Capricorn, reciprocity, you get what you give. So if you put something into this relationship, you will likely get positive outcomes. If you were dealing with an Aquarius, justice. All right, so you guys need to be honest and truthful with each other. For some of you, it could be a marriage contract, or really, it's funny, I don't know why I'm getting this, but it's like a contract of best friends. It's almost like you guys share your truth and you decide that maybe you're not the most compatible dating-wise, but you decide to be lifelong friends. It's like a contract of the soul. I don't know why I'm getting that, but I just am. If you're dealing with a Pisces, there's an offer being made, and it's a solid offer, but it's slow to get started. If you're dealing with an Aries, this relationship requires healing, or this person may be going through a lot personally, so they're like taking a little break. I don't dislike this card by any means. I actually think this is a card that promotes wellness, especially mental wellness. So it's not to say it could never be, but I really think this person might just need to take a breather, or that's you. But in a sense, though, I would also offer there could be something very healing about this relationship, possibly. If you're dealing with a Taurus, one of you is still holding on to the other. But yeah, someone, I don't know, I don't love these cards, I'll be honest. It's a little bit fickle with the Taurus. Someone is not being honest, but they're still holding on to you. I almost get the idea that someone, and this might be you, don't shoot the messenger, someone may have cheated or fooled around, or just, I don't know, there was jealousy about, why are you talking to them? I don't know, someone isn't being completely honest or forefront with the truth, but the other person is very clingy and emotionally attached. I'll be honest, that's probably your Taurus. So you guys might not be on the same page. I would say this one requires a lot of information, and not to, combine the messages, but with this showing up in that sector, it's possible you guys are going to have words. This can be a very argumentative night, so there might be, I don't mean to cast a shadow over, but you guys may need to have some very important, heavy conversations, and maybe it's a little bit awkward. Maybe you'd rather not have those conversations, but if this is going to last, you have to. There's of all of them so far, that one's I'm kind of like, ooh, that feels a little bit weird. If you are dealing with a Gemini, same as the Aquarius, you guys need to be honest and truthful with each other. You need to be very blunt, but that also might be what's hurting the relationship, is someone may be too sensitive and they don't want to hear or acknowledge the truth. Someone might be married. If you've been the side piece or they've been that, if someone's already married, there's a cut being made. Gosh, this is all over the place. I'm getting 3 different messages. Message. Yeah, okay. Something is over because of marriage. That's the main message coming through. Thank you, Spirit. If you're dealing with a Cancer, the Cancer is flirting with you. They're very shy, but this Cancer really likes you. If you're dealing with a Leo, possibly marriage. Possibly an expensive gift, an expensive vacation. The Leo's probably going to spend a lot of money on you. Yeah, or vice versa. You may spend a lot of money on the Leo. Yeah, there's like husband-wifey material here. So whichever gender you're interested in, I actually really like the stuff with the Leo. All right, Virgo risings, that's what I got for you. Happy Taurus season. Happy May. Yeah, remember to like the video. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I need to slow down. And if you are interested in winning a free tarot reading from me, remember to submit your entry. There are details on how to do that at the very beginning of the video. So other than that, I will see you next Wednesday for more tarot. Bye.